A few weeks ago, the trailer for a new 5 Nights at Freddy's game developed by Capcut Studios and in the studio was leaked and then officially released. This game in question is based on one of the Fazbear's Fright books, being the first one, Fazbear's Fright Into the Pit. Today, I'll be talking in detail about the trailer and some screenshots to analyze it to discover what's in store for us. Before beginning, please give a like and subscribe. By that, you would help me grow this little channel. With that said, let's begin. First of all, I'll play the trailer if you haven't seen it yet somehow. The trailer starts with an outer look of Jeff's Pizza, the pizzeria that the protagonist went to in the book. The image flashes, and we see a more tetric version of the building. The screen goes black, and suddenly, an animation of the villain of the game plays. This being Spring Bunny. The creature waves to the camera and tries to lure the spectator. It turns and then goes into a room, completely obscured by darkness. In the next scene, we see Oswald, the protagonist of the book, and now of the game, coming out of a vent. A worried expression can be seen on his face, but we don't know why. At least not yet. In the room he's in, we can see two generic arcade machines, a ticket eater, and a bunny neon light, which I think it's very cool and gives the vibe of the 80s. In the next scene, we can see Oswald walking through a party area of the restaurant. In the background, there are a pile of posters with two characters of the franchise. The first being Freddy Fazbear himself, with an apron and appears to be cooking something, which is pretty funny to me as that's supposed to be Chica's role. I'm not trying to be sexist. Please don't cancel me. And the other one being a poster of Toy Bunny. This is very strange because in the book, the pizzeria sections appears to be located before the 1987 Freddy's opened, but that's not the important part, so I'll let it slide. Besides the posters, we can see paper balls. Whoa, the most important characters, we miss them! Joke. Balloons, and some gift boxes. In the next scene, we see what I think it's the entrance to the pizzeria, with a menu display and on the wall accompanied by a Freddy Fazbear holding a pizza image. On the left, we can see a door with an "Please Only" tag. We see Oswald approach the door that's in front of him and the scene changes. Here, we can see the key just by the closed ball pit that the story focuses on. Oswald's dad approaches him and says, "What were you thinking hiding in that nasty old thing? Didn't you hear me calling you?" Just to be interrupted by a Spring Bunny scream. The creature drags Oswald's dad into the ball pit as a kid watches with horror. The scene once again changes and we see Oswald running through different rooms, seemingly escaping from something or someone. In the first of these rooms, we see a Freddy Fazbear cutout, and once again, holding a pizza. On a wall, we can see a poster very similar to your typical wanted poster, featuring Circus Baby, strangely enough. Then Oswald runs through the same party room as before and arrives at a room with the Golden Freddy suit laid on the ground and hides on it. We see a first-person view through the eyes of the suit. The creature walks into the scene and takes a peek through the same eyes of the suit. We hear it giggle and followed by it a screamer from Spring Bunny. This marks the end of the trailer and the logo of the game appears on screen. I'm so excited about this game as Into the Pit was and still is my favorite Fazbear's Fright story, revealing certain lore elements that could be important to the games. I really like the retro game vibe they went with, and it makes me so much more hyped for it. I can't wait to play it. Now I'll be talking about the screenshots that have been revealed. The cover art of the game is so well done. The spring bunny mask used is a unique take on this character, and I'm all here for it. Also, the coloring and shading of it is pretty good, having a rusty texture. And the hands sticking out of the ball pit give the image a sinister tone that is the cherry on top of the cake. I don't know who the artist is, but congrats to them. It looks amazing. In this screenshot called ITP screenshot graph, we can see Oswald struggle while being grabbed by the animatronic bunny from under a table. In the background, a Freddy Fazbear's poster featuring Freddy, Bunny, and Chica can be viewed. Not much else is to be viewed here. In this picture, called ITP Screenshot Oz Room, we can see Oswald in his room. I will be digging into the most important and interesting things here as there are so many things analyzed here. First of all, we can see Oswald has been placing images from the main cast of FNaF, or Freddy Fazbear. I think that those might be their nightmare forms because of the desaturated color palette, although this wouldn't make sense for obvious reasons as he wasn't experimented on. At the center, a photo of Spring Bunny with a red bow tie. This may be an error from the devs, but whatever. Also, at the side of the two closets are a pair of very familiar toys. Do you recognize them? Well, yeah. Those are the toys that are in FNaF 4's bedroom. I said FNaF 4's bedroom and not Crying Child, as with the new books, it reveals that the character that we control on the night section of the game may or may not be Crying Child. And the room has cracks on the wall, just like a room from my country would. Viva Chile! In this fourth image, ITP screenshot this basement, we can see Oswald with a flashlight in a darkened room that I think it's the basement of the pizzeria, or maybe it's arts and service, with a Freddy animatronic standing without an arm and his chest cavity open. Behind Oswald, we can see a shelf with animatronic pieces like Freddy, Bunny, Chica, and Foxy Head, and in the head and in the torso, a hand and a cupcake. Two broken and out of order arcade machines can be seen, and a workbench at Freddy's right. I wonder what can happen if we come close to Freddy in this part of the game. In this image, ITP screenshot arcade, Oswald is being chased by Spring Bunny through the arcade section. How do I know it's the arcade? Well, we can see a big glowing light in the wall that says arcade. How else would I know that is the arcade? There are a few arcade machines turned on, and one of them has a reference to the 1991 hit Donkey Kong, a detail that I really appreciate, as the original Freddy Fazbear Pizza where the MCI happened was situated around this time. Strangely, a wooden hammer can be seen behind Spring Bunny. It's most likely that's a part of the arcade machine behind them. In ITP screenshot Jeff's Pizza, we can see Oswald standing outside of the Jeff's Pizzeria at night, nothing more. In this screenshot called ITP screenshot Bunny Sit, we can see, well, Spring Bunny sitting on the table. I wonder how are they going to make the hallucinations that Oswald has in this part of the book. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and also, the calendar behind Spring Bunny says that this happens on October 26th. So, first grade on FNaF, OMG guys! Nah, I'm joking. In ITP screenshot scare, we can see a freeze frame from a jumpscare of Spring Bunny. This picture shows us how detailed the pixel art is for the game. I really love the cyan eyes that Spring Bunny has here. ITP screenshot Chica, we can see Chica standing, eyeless, in the kitchen of the game. This is the first look at the kitchen from a classic FNaF location. In ITP screenshot Principal, we can see a lady talking to Oswald in a decrepit school. This screen cap isn't so interesting, so let's just move on. In ITP screenshot meal, we can see the backside of the pizzeria and two dumpsters full of trash. We can see the whole trash and the gang thrown out by one of the thrown out characters of this group, specifically the balloon one, I don't know his name. Topi's head can be seen. By one of the dumpsters, there is a bunny guitar with the new design. Yikes. And I think that in the dumpster that's on the left, a little plushie of Foxy can be seen. I don't really know if it is, as the pixel art style limits what can be seen neatly. And the last of the bunch, ITP Screenshot Bunny Pic. On this one, Spring Bunny is peeking through a pair of doors. It isn't so clear what he's peeking through, but at least we have this cool-ass image of Spring Bunny. As I said before, I'm super excited for this game. I really want to see what the Cat Studios team has in store for us. Looks like the game will shake up the original FNaF formula of a point and click, and instead make this game a 2D adventure horror game. Also, quick note, this game is very similar to Super FNaF, one of my favorite fan games of all time, so this makes me so much more excited. This project looks amazing. It is clear that they will make a big effort to deliver us a pretty good game for the 10th anniversary of FNaF, because yes, this game's releasing on August 8th, 2 days before my birthday, by the way. So, let me know if you're excited or not for this new game. And if I missed something, also let me know, as I am going to probably make an update video when this game comes out. Thanks for watching and for listening to my insane ramblings of a goofy robot game. Follow me on my social media linked in the description. And so with that said, I've been Tori. Have a terrific night. Bye!